children, welcome to my chemistry page. Today we will study grade 7 science chapter 4 heat, and I am going to explain about transfer of heat. What is heat? When two bodies at different temperatures are brought together, an energy transfer takes place between them. So this transfer or flow of energy is called heat energy, or simply we say heat. It always flows from the hot body to the colder body. So we can say that heat is a form of energy which makes any object hot or cold. And heat is a cause of temperature, and always heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. And what is the unit of heat? The unit of heat is joule and calorie. Joule is the SI unit of heat. Now, what are the effects of heat? Heat results in an increase in temperature. When we heat water, it gets warm and its temperature increases. And another effect of heat is that it may result in change of state. If we put some ice cubes in a beaker and heat it, the ice cubes melt to form water. There is no change in temperature unless all the ice cubes have been changed into water. This is because all the heat is used in changing its state from solid to liquid. Similarly, when water starts boiling, it converts into steam. And another effect of heat is that it causes things to expand. And this expansion can be taking place in liquids, solids as well as gases. And you might have seen gaps in railway tracks where two sections are joined. This is done to accommodate the expansion of metal tracks during summer. And when you pour hot tea in a glass tumbler, it breaks. This is because the hot liquid expands the inner surface of the glass by the time the outer surface of the tumbler does not expand much, resulting in a crack. And also, how do we take our temperature? By using a thermometer. So when a thermometer is put in contact with a hot body, the mercury inside it expands and rises up. So the new level of mercury indicates the temperature of the body. And expansion in gases, we have an example like if you put a blown up balloon in the sun, the air inside it expands. This causes the balloon to grow bigger. Now, what are the different methods of heat transfer? There are three ways in which heat transfer can take place: conduction in solids, and convection in liquids, and radiation in gases. So these are the three methods of heat transfer: conduction, convection and radiation. Let us see the first, conduction. It is a process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object without the actual movement of the particles. When we heat one end of a metal rod, this is a metal rod, and when you heat the metal rod, the particles of the rod at this end starts vibrating faster. These faster moving particles collide with the neighboring particles and pass on some of their energy to them. So these neighboring particles thus starts moving faster. In turn, they pass their energy to the particles farther away from the flame. This process continues, and each particle keeps transferring their energy to the next particle while vibrating its original position. Thus, heat is transferred from the end of the rod to the other without the actual movement of the particles. This way of heat transfer is called conduction. And what are the conditions necessary for conduction of heat? The two bodies should be in solid state. The two bodies should be in contact or touch with each other. The temperature should be different. Now, do all materials conduct heat in the same way? All materials do not conduct heat equally. Depending on the ability to conduct heat, substances can be classified as conductors and insulators. Conductors are substances through which heat can pass easily. Examples are aluminum, mostly the metals, brass, bronze and brass are alloys, copper, gold, graphite. Graphite is a non-metal, iron, then mercury. All these are good conductors of heat. By the time substances through which heat does not flow easily are called insulators. Example, we have plastic, wood, air, paper, cloth, fur, rubber, bakelite, etc. Now, convection is the second way of transfer of heat energy in liquids. It is a process of transfer of heat energy in fluids by the motion of the fluid particles. Unlike conduction, in convection, the particles are moving. If you see in the picture, you can see that we are heating water in a beaker, okay, so that the cold particles, okay, they are more dense, they are coming down. When we give heat, the particles get heated up, so they will go up, they will be rising, okay. The hot less dense particles will be rising up and the cold water becomes more dense and they will be coming down. So there will be convection current in the overall liquid and it will be passing through the entire liquid. Okay, so this way of transfer heat energy by the movement of particles are called convection. Now, sea breeze and land breeze are examples of convection current in gases. So sea breeze, as you know, during the daytime the land heats up faster than the sea. So what will happen? Warm air above the land rises and cold air from the sea takes its place. So warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. So this produces a sea breeze from the sea to the land. So this is called sea breeze. Now what is land breeze? During night time the land cools faster than the sea. So the warm air above the sea rises. Okay. So this warm air is replaced by the cool air from the land, producing a land breeze. Both are an example of convection. Then what are the applications of convection? Room heaters are placed on the floor of a room or at a lower level. The heater warms the air near the floor. When the air rises upwards, the cool air sinks to the floor to fill the empty space. This results in effective heating of the room. And another application is that of air conditioners. Air conditioners are fitted at a higher level in the room. This cools the air which then sinks towards the floor. The warm air near the floor rises upward. So this process continues and results in effective cooling of the room. Now, exhaust fans are fitted near the ceiling of a kitchen. This ensures the escape of hot air and gases that rises up since they are lighter. Now, this is the third way of heat transfer which is called radiation. It's a method of transfer of heat energy which does not require a material medium. Radiation is a process in which the transfer of heat energy which does not require a material medium. It means that heat can be transferred through any medium as well as in vacuum. That's the meaning, that which does not require a material medium. Sun's energy we are getting by using this process called radiation. As you know, in space there is no air. So heat energy is transferred from the sun to the earth by this process called radiation. And what are the applications of radiation? During summer, we feel comfortable wearing light colored clothes. In winter, wearing dark colored clothes keeps our body warm. So this is because light colors are poor absorbers of heat and dark colors are good absorbers of heat. In cold and hilly areas, the outer walls and the roofs are usually painted dark to keep the houses warm. And in factories, the roofs are painted silver in color, which is very shiny, to reduce the loss of heat in winter and increase the radiation of heat in summer, thus keeping the inside temperature moderate. In room heaters, the reflectors behind the heating coil are shiny, silvery and polished so that heat can be radiated to the maximum extent. When you look at this picture, you can see all the three processes of heat transfer. So the conduction is a process of heat transfer in the solid substance which only vibration of the molecules or particles will be happening and heat is transferred from the one end to the other end. Okay, and in convection, as you know, the heat is transferred, okay, by the actual movement of the particles. So the convection can be possible either in liquid or in gas. So that's why it is called a fluid. Fluid means liquid or gas. And radiation is the process of transfer of heat energy in which there is no medium is required. Okay, so these are the three important mode of transfer of heat. Thank you, children.